Many of us sit waiting for the right moment, thinking success will come knocking at our door. But I tell you, it does not work that way. Your dreams, your destiny, your life are not gifts to be received. They are achievements to be earned. And achievement begins with one thing: action. Are you willing to move, to push past fear, to force yourself into the life you were born to live? Tonight, we will uncover the principles that make action inevitable and transformation unavoidable. The power of discipline. Let me tell you something. Discipline is not punishment. No, it is not a burden you carry. It is a tool that separates those who dream from those who achieve. You see, most people believe that success comes to the talented or the lucky or the brilliant. But I tell you, talent without discipline is wasted potential. Luck without discipline is temporary, fleeting, and brilliance without discipline, it will never reach its destiny. Discipline is the bridge between where you are now and where you are meant to be. Now, think about this for a moment. Every great achievement, every life that has ever mattered began with one thing: a decision to act consistently. Not occasionally, not when the mood strikes, but consistently. Discipline is the commitment to keep going, even when your emotions tell you to quit. It is the voice that whispers, "I will do it anyway," when the world screams, "You cannot." Can you hear that voice within you? That is your future calling you, demanding action, insisting you rise above mediocrity. But here is the truth that few people ever admit. Discipline is not easy. It is uncomfortable. It is inconvenient. It asks you to do what others are unwilling to do, to go the extra mile, to sacrifice today for a better tomorrow. And that is why most people fail. They are unwilling to pay the price of discipline. Yet, when you embrace it, when you accept that discomfort is the doorway to growth, your life begins to change. You begin to see opportunities where others see obstacles. You begin to feel strength where others feel weakness. And you begin to act, even when fear threatens to paralyze you. Discipline also teaches you control. Control over your time. Control over your habits. Control over your destiny. Without it, life drifts. Without it, dreams die quietly, unnoticed, unfulfilled. But with it, you command your circumstances. You shape your future, and you prove to the world, and more importantly, to yourself, that you are capable of more than you ever imagined. Now, here is a question for you. Are you willing to do what is hard, what is necessary to reach the life you were designed to live? Because the truth is, discipline is not about perfection. It is about persistence. It is about showing up day after day, even when no one is watching, even when progress feels invisible. That is the power of discipline. That is the foundation of transformation. And when you understand this principle, when you master this truth, you are ready to move to the next level, the next principle, the one that takes your action from consistent to unstoppable. And that, my friend, is where the real journey begins. Procrastination, yes, that silent thief that steals your time, your energy, your destiny. It waits for you quietly, patiently, and it whispers, tomorrow, tomorrow, just a little later. And too often, we listen. We give it power over our lives, convincing ourselves that we have time, as if time belongs to us. But here is the truth. Time is neutral. It moves relentlessly, whether you act or not, whether you dream or delay. Every moment you postpone, every opportunity you ignore, is a moment someone else seizes, a moment that slips quietly into the hands of mediocrity. Now, why do we procrastinate? Why do we delay what we know we must do? The answer is fear. Fear of failure, fear of judgment, fear of discomfort. And so we hide behind excuses, justifying our inaction with reasons that sound reasonable, but are nothing more than illusions. But listen carefully. The longer you wait, the heavier the burden becomes. The longer you delay, the further your dreams drift from your reach. You see, life rewards those who act, not those who plan endlessly, not those who hope silently, but those who step forward boldly, even in the face of uncertainty. Procrastination is the enemy of potential. It is the thief of vision. And here is something crucial. The moment you recognize it, the moment you see it for what it is, you have the power to defeat it. Action, decisive and deliberate action, is the antidote. You do not wait until you feel ready, because readiness is a myth. You do not wait until fear disappears, because fear will never fully vanish. You move anyway. You act anyway. And every step you take, however small, begins to reclaim the time that procrastination has stolen. But here is a challenge that most people never hear. Action is not enough if it is random or chaotic. It must be intentional, directed by purpose, guided by vision. You must know why you move, what you aim to achieve, and where your effort leads. Otherwise, you are busy, but not productive. You are moving, but not advancing. You see, procrastination does not just delay tasks, it delays destiny. And every delay is a test. Will you rise or will you remain stagnant? So I ask you, are you ready to confront the excuses that hold you back? Are you prepared to step out of the comfort of delay and into the power of immediate action? Because once you do, once you break the chains of hesitation, you will feel something extraordinary. Momentum. Momentum that propels you past fear. Momentum that transforms small efforts into massive results. Momentum that turns dreams into reality. And when you harness this momentum, when you learn to act with urgency and purpose, you prepare yourself for the next principle, the one that transforms consistency into unstoppable force. And that, my friend, is the secret waiting to be unlocked in the next step. From thought to action, this is where dreams either take flight or die quietly in the mind. Many people spend their lives thinking, planning, imagining, but never doing. They are trapped in the world of ideas, floating in possibility, yet grounded in inaction. And here is the truth. A thought, no matter how brilliant, is worthless unless it is acted upon. Vision without execution is vanity. Dreams without action are deception. You see, life does not reward thinking alone, it rewards doing. Ask yourself this: how many times have you thought about what you could achieve only to do nothing? How many ideas have been born in your mind, full of potential, yet faded because you never took the step? The journey from thought to action is not automatic. It requires decision. It requires courage. It requires that you push past doubt, past hesitation, past the inner voice that says, maybe later, maybe tomorrow. That voice, it is the enemy of progress. And every time you listen to it, your dreams shrink, your potential diminishes, and your destiny waits patiently while life passes by. But here is the principle that changes everything. Action creates clarity. When you act, when you take even the smallest step, the path unfolds before you. The fog lifts. The obstacles become visible. And opportunities that were invisible while you hesitated now appear. You learn by doing. You grow by doing. You discover what works, what doesn't, and who you truly are when you are tested. And this is the secret of transformation. Movement breeds momentum. Movement generates results. Movement turns the invisible into reality. Now, some will say, I am afraid of failing. Let me tell you something. Failure is not the opposite of success. It is a part of success. Every action carries risk. Every step forward challenges comfort. And every time you act, you either succeed or you learn. There is no loss, only lessons. And the person who refuses to act out of fear loses more than a single opportunity. They lose the chance to become who they were created to be. So how do you move from thought to action? You start small, but you start. You commit to doing something today that moves you toward your vision. And once you start, something powerful happens. The energy of action propels you further than you imagined. You begin to see results. And those results ignite motivation, and motivation fuels more action. And before you know it, the life that once lived only in your mind begins to manifest in the world. But here is the cliffhanger. Action alone is not enough. Random, unplanned action can waste your energy and scatter your efforts. To transform your life fully, to move beyond mere activity into unstoppable progress, you must combine action with consistency. And that, my friend, is the doorway we are about to open in the next principle. Consistency now. There is a principle that separates the ordinary from the extraordinary. You see, many people start strong, full of passion, bursting with energy, but before long, that energy fades. And their dreams fade with it. Why? Because they fail to understand the power of consistency. Consistency is not excitement. It is not motivation. It is discipline in action, day after day, whether you feel like it or not. It is showing up again and again. Even when progress seems invisible, even when results are delayed. Let me ask you, how many times have you started something with enthusiasm, only to quit when it became hard? That is the enemy of progress. Irregular effort, occasional bursts of activity, hope without structure. Consistency, my friend, is the engine of transformation. It is the secret ingredient that turns small actions into massive achievements. One step, repeated. One choice, repeated. One effort, repeated, builds momentum that cannot be stopped. And momentum, once it begins, reshapes your life in ways you could never imagine. Now, here is something most people overlook. Consistency is not about speed. It is not about doing everything perfectly or doing it all at once. No, it is about direction, about persistence, about refusing to give up. Even when results are slow, even when the world doubts you. Small, steady, intentional action, this compounds over time. The person who does a little more than yesterday, every single day, will surpass the one who waits for inspiration, who waits for motivation, who waits for the right moment. Think about a river carving its way through stone. Day after day, drop by drop, it shapes mountains. It does not stop because the work is hard, because the progress seems invisible. It persists. It remains consistent. And over time, it creates valleys, rivers, even oceans. That is the power of consistency. Your effort, repeated. Your choices, repeated. Your dedication, repeated, will carve the life you desire from the raw material of today. But here is the challenge. Consistency demands commitment. It requires patience. It tests your character, your determination, your will. It asks, will you continue when the thrill is gone, when excitement fades, when results are slow? And the truth is, most people fail here. They give up just before the breakthrough. They stop just as the seed is about to sprout. They quit right before the miracle appears. So I ask you, are you ready to commit to consistency? Are you willing to do what others won't? To show up, to persist, to endure day after day until your life is transformed? Because once you master this principle, once you embrace it fully, something extraordinary happens. Your small, repeated actions create unstoppable force. And that force prepares you for the next level, where habits themselves become your ally, shaping your destiny in ways that thought, action, and consistency alone could never achieve. And that, my friend, is the secret we are about to uncover in the next principle. Habits. Yes, the invisible forces that shape your life, more powerful than motivation, more powerful than talent, more powerful than luck. You see, most people underestimate the power of what they do repeatedly. They focus on grand gestures, big decisions, dramatic changes. But life is won in the small daily choices, the routines, the behaviors that become automatic. Your habits determine your health, your wealth, your relationships, your mindset, and ultimately your destiny. What you do consistently, even when no one is watching, defines who you are and who you will become. Ask yourself this: what habits control your life? Are they building you up or tearing you down? Are they moving you toward your dreams or keeping you stuck in the same place? Because the truth is, habits are like hidden engines. They can either drive you forward or they can drag you backward, quietly, invisibly, until one day you realize that your life is not where you thought it would be. And here is the key: you cannot wait for life to change. You must change the habits that create life. You must take control, intentionally, deliberately, and design the routines that will produce the results you desire. Habits are powerful because they are automatic. They bypass your willpower and decision-making and become the default path of your life. That is why most people struggle. They rely on willpower alone, thinking that motivation will carry them, thinking that effort alone is enough. But effort without structure is wasted energy. Discipline without strategy is temporary. Habits create leverage. Habits turn small, consistent actions into unstoppable force. They allow you to move forward even when motivation fades, even when discipline wanes, even when fear tries to stop you. Now, building powerful habits is not always easy. It requires intention, patience, and repetition. It requires saying no to what you know will hurt you, and yes to what you know will grow you. It requires focus. It requires resilience. It requires vision. Because the moment you neglect your habits, even for a day, even for a week, the momentum you built begins to slip. But when you commit, when you structure your life around habits that elevate, habits that empower, habits that align with your purpose, something extraordinary happens. Your life begins to change quietly, steadily, irresistibly. And here is the truth: your habits today predict your life tomorrow. They are the blueprint, the architecture of your destiny. Choose them wisely. Design them intentionally. Repeat them relentlessly. And as you do, you will discover that transformation is no longer a dream. It becomes your reality. But here's the cliffhanger: habits alone are not enough. Habits give you power, but without courage to act beyond comfort, without the willingness to push past fear and resistance, even the best habits can become stagnant. And that, my friend, is where the next principle takes us: courage in motion, the force that makes your transformation unstoppable. Courage, yes, the quality that separates those who merely dream from those who truly live. Courage is not the absence of fear. No, it is not the absence of doubt, the absence of uncertainty. Courage is action in spite of fear. It is the willingness to move forward when everything inside you screams to stop, when every instinct tells you to retreat, when the world seems to conspire against you. It is the force that turns intention into reality, that transforms thought into achievement, that converts potential into destiny. Ask yourself this: how often do you allow fear to dictate your choices? How many dreams have you left unpursued? How many opportunities have you ignored because you were afraid of failure, afraid of rejection, afraid of what others might think? Fear is real, yes, but it is not stronger than you. Inside you is a power far greater than fear, a power that can push you past hesitation, past doubt, past the voices of impossibility. And that power is courage. Courage demands action. It is not enough to hope, to plan, to imagine. You must step out. You must do the thing that frightens you. You must face the challenges that test your resolve. Every step you take in courage builds momentum. Every decision to act in spite of fear strengthens your character. And every time you refuse to let fear control you, you expand the boundaries of what is possible in your life. Courage is the spark that ignites transformation, the energy that drives progress, the force that turns ordinary efforts into extraordinary results. And here is the truth most people never grasp. Courage is cultivated. It is not a gift given only to the naturally brave. It is a skill, a habit, a practice. Every time you choose to act despite fear, every time you take responsibility for your life, every time you refuse to retreat into comfort, you are training yourself to be courageous. And the more you act courageously, the easier it becomes to face greater challenges, to pursue larger dreams, to step into the life you were designed to live. But courage alone is not enough. Courage must be paired with purpose, with direction, with discipline. Otherwise, it becomes reckless, chaotic, wasted energy. True courage is intentional, deliberate, focused on what matters most. It moves with precision, it acts with strategy, it persists when others quit. And when courage is combined with action, consistency, and habits aligned to your purpose, it creates unstoppable momentum, a force that propels you toward transformation no matter the obstacles. So I ask you, are you ready to embrace courage? Are you ready to rise above fear, to confront the unknown, to take the steps that your destiny demands? Because the moment you do, your life begins to change in ways you never imagined. You begin to walk with confidence, act with authority, and live with purpose. You become unstoppable. And now, hear this clearly. Your life is not defined by comfort. It is not shaped by fear. It is molded by courage, driven by action, and sustained by discipline. It is built in the small, consistent steps you take every day. It is realized when you refuse to quit, even when the journey is hard. It is claimed when you dare to act on the vision within you. And that is how you transform your life, completely, unapologetically, and forever.